This one simple thumbnail got my client over 120 times of his regular views, and that too in just 1 week. We also tripled the number of subscribers with that just one video under a week. And in this video, I'm going to share with you why simple thumbnails, which are borderline ugly, get more clicks than the flashiest of the flashiest thumbnail ever. And the idea is very simple. I learned about this by working with over 20 business owners in the past 12 months. I used to help them with their YouTube content and to translate that to their business. So in this video, I'm going to give you a complete breakdown of what kind of thumbnails you should make, what should be your thumbnail strategy, and how I plan my thumbnails for those winning clients. So if you look at this thumbnail at face value, it's just ugly. There's just one picture of a person with a few texts, and this one is actually enhanced by AI. The real thumbnail that we had, the reason I call it ugly is because we didn't even correct the colors of that thumbnail. So it was like all faded, and the picture of my client was faded, and the text was not very lucrative. The colors were not very lucrative. It was, from a design point of view, it was very, very ugly, like a graphic designer would shoot me. But that thumbnail ended up becoming one of our best performing thumbnails ever. Why? Because it was designed to do what it's supposed to do. What I mean by that is, the real job of a thumbnail is to make your viewers look at your title. I have said this more than 100 times maybe, that your title and your thumbnail should marry. And this is what I mean by that. What your title is promising, your thumbnail should help your viewers visualize that. What I mean again is, there should be a curiosity gap. Like the title and the thumbnail together should pitch an idea. Like if I show you for an example, let's take this video for an example. So on this thumbnail, you see I have written copy this, and the title says 40 plus coaches copy this thumbnail format. So you see, this is not a very good match, because in both places I'm saying copy this. Why? But take this for example. I have written 120x views, and the title remains same, 40 plus coaches copy this thumbnail format. This instantly creates this neural connection in your head, that if you create a thumbnail like this, if you copy this thumbnail strategy, you will get 120x views, just like my client did. And that's the idea I'm trying to evoke. That's the idea I'm trying to evoke with my clients' content as well. Challenging common beliefs is a very common way to raise curiosity and get clicks. That's why what I recommend is to keep your thumbnails very, 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 very simple, and treat this text, this copy, like a headline of a $10,000 landing page. So if you look at my thumbnails, the most changed stuff that the thing that has changed the most is the text on my thumbnail. So I change it from 120x views to copy this, from copy this to just start. The text is the key. The text is creating the scenario. If you don't want to create the thumbnail and make it crowded, you want space. You need your viewers to look at the place where you want them to look. I don't want my viewers to pass over, what's this about, one shift is equal to 100 pounds, or what is this about. Now the risk that I have with this thumbnail is, people might think this is for, with the copy this video, with this thumbnail, the copy this thumbnail, people might think I am a health channel. If I say copy this, one shift equal to 100 pounds, that's a different kind of question. But that's why we need to be really strategic, and we need to be really conscious of the words that we are using. That's why I didn't use this copy this thumbnail. I just made this for the video. This is the main idea behind thumbnails, and we test a lot of things like colors. We don't use a lot of colors. Popping thumbnails work best. So if we have a popping effect, that's what I mean by popping, is the contrast. So if I have gray text and moderately black background, then it's blending in. But if I have white text and kind of light grayish background with black shadow, the text has black shadow, then the readability goes up significantly. too bright or too dark, is a no zone. So a sweet spot is where it's popping, but it's not too heavy on the eye. And I really avoid to put in a lot of text. Like my normal number is 3, so 3 words are the maximum number of words I use in most cases. But if I'm very lucky, I get to use 2 words, and if I'm very unlucky, I use 5 words maximum. I don't go more than that. And this is a thing to test what's working best for your channel, what's your sweet spot. This is my preference based on my client's channel, and that's what I'm explaining. Like, I didn't write POUNDS like this, I didn't write pounds like this, I did LBS, because I need to shorten. You need to just look, scan, understand, move on. That's how we should think about our audience when we are crafting our thumbnail. The first thing is clarity. Everything is clear. We have a clear headshot or a clear painful image of this substance that we are talking about. If it is if you want to put in your if you're a financial coach, and if you want to show money, but we want to use your headshot because it's your brand. Why not? So, and that too with expression, with clear expression. And second thing is the text that I have mentioned 100 times in this video. The text in your thumbnail is very important. It's like the headline in your landing page. It makes or breaks your whole video. And the whole purpose of this thing again is to make your viewer look at the title. The title and thumbnail, when creates the story together, people click on the video. That's the whole concept of this thumbnail strategy. The thumbnail strategy that I use, that I encourage you to use, is think of a scene and think of a word that creates a kind of a contrast, so, or a curiosity gap. So it can be as simple as 5 mistakes business owners make while creating content. Number 1, I hate number 1. Let's say the text on the thumbnail is I hate number 1, and I am posing like this. My expression is speaking of disgust, and I hate number 1 over here. So this whole thing is creating a story. Or just take one of the steps, like 4-step system to win a rugby match or win a football match. And step 2, manifestation. Just put a text on your thumbnail, step 2, manifestation, and you are like on your picture is like that. That will create an image, that will create a curiosity gap. So if this is interesting, this is number 3, what's number 1 or number 2? And we deliberately choose these kind of steps, like the step that will create, a lot of people like to clickbait over here, but I don't like clickbaiting. So I will choose steps which is a bit controversial, but which is menial, which, like, you'll see in a lot of cases, the first, second, or the third step is like mindset, or the fourth, fifth step is like mindset. You need to do these things, and the fourth step is you need to stick to it for the long time, for the longest period of time. Sixth step is you need to again reiterate, do this, add this to it. So a lot of coaches, I would just encourage you to take advantage of this. If you have 5 steps, make it 6. In your step 3, add after your step 3, add a new step, call it step 4, and make it intangible kind of a step, like a mindset related, or a quirky, like to soak in the first 3 steps. Okay, so that will create the curiosity gap, and when they watch the whole video, that will be, this makes sense. Like when I was making this video of 10 foods that spikes your blood sugar, I had a picture of banana over here, and my client didn't talk about, like, this is a separate client, but they didn't talk about banana in the whole video. And we had this kind of an argument of why should we use the banana. And the point is, for a lot of people, bananas actually spike blood sugar. And if I have the picture, it's a fruit, it's supposed to be healthy. Like, if you see a banana and I'm saying don't eat this, it will trigger your thinking process. What? That's what I want. You look at what? You look at the title. Instantly you will look at the title. I don't mean to I don't want you to clickbait. I don't a lot of these things are in the clickbait area. You might go into the clickbait area, but it's very important to stay within your limits. That's why this is a dicey place to be in. The copy on your thumbnail, the text on your thumbnail matters. The idea behind that matters, and the point that you are not doing any making any false claims also is very important. So if you if the video is about something and you are showing something, that's a vlogger trick. Don't do that. That will hurt your business. A lot of people try to make flashy thumbnails, like they will have different cars and you'll get this bold claims and all those things. I don't like those. You just need to talk about the pain point, and the more we can highlight the pain point in fewer words on the thumbnail, creating a curiosity, creating a gap, we will be able to win. Now this is easier said than done, obviously, but when you start doing it, like when I started, I also had problems. I started out as a video editor. Thumbnail was not in my to-do list, but in the past 1 year I worked extensively on thumbnails. I have created over 150 thumbnails easily, excluding mine. I have, if I count mine, I don't know how many else I'll have, maybe over 200-300 easily. But the thing is, when you are creating these on a regular basis, you get an idea of what will work, what will not, what kind of text will work for your audience. And it's really about understanding your audience, what pain point we are targeting, the curiosity gaps, what they would like to know. Would they like to know how to do intermittent fasting, or will they like to know how to lose weight without 10,000 gimmicks? Obviously the second point. That's why I will focus on those things. Like one shift equals minus 100 pounds. I'm not saying do intermittent fasting and lose weight. No, I'm talking about the result. So that's really testing the copy, what has worked, what will work. Like if you had a video on belly fat, how to lose belly fat, I'll just put a picture of the belly fat, lose this, because I want to minimize the number of words and replace stuff with elements. I need to create the picture. If you have a belly and there's a killer, then obviously it will trigger my thought process. It will trigger my thought that is this person saying that my tummy is my killer, or is this person saying that this this is a fat killer, this video is going to give me a fat killer. And then I look at the title. The idea is not to confuse them, it's to create genuine curiosity with the copy and your expression. Your expression is very undervalued. A lot of people use their images, like their headshots, which are like this, and this doesn't make any sense. If you are this this far from the camera, you probably can't properly hear me from that far. So if you're that far from the camera, you cannot look at any expressions that are in my face, so you don't really connect, you don't really understand. But when you are upfront, when I'm upfront, then you can really see what I mean. And with the text, with my face, it tells a story. It's all about showing, it's all about gaps and filling up those gaps. So that's the main thing. Make your thumbnails in a way, just focus on your expression and the copy in the thumbnail, and make sure this thing creates a slight curiosity, which will just make me look down at your title. And that's about it. So check this out. This is how I think about thumbnails. This is how I get 10% plus CTR. This is the exact, I gave you the whole thing. This is not give them the what, sell them the why, sell them the how. That's not the deal over here. I gave you the whole thing. And if you want more stuff like these, more discussions like this, I know a lot of people need help with YouTube, and YouTube coaching is not really their ideal thing. I get that. That's why I created this cool community where you can join and you will get all my courses and my materials. We'll have discussions twice a month, bi-weekly group discussion calls. We will talk about your doubts and everything. And as we grow, we might make it to a discussion call every single week. You never know. But that's the thing. The link is in the description. You will be one of the first set of members in the school community, and you'll get the chance of shaping this community. I will have some very interesting perks for you. I'll have some very interesting gifts for you if you join now, and that would be awesome. It would be awesome to see you in the community. While thumbnail is one of the most ignored part of this whole system, people outsource it right away without making any thumbnail strategy. and it's all about a set of words. Well, that's very much ignored. The thing people obsess on a lot is editing. And if you want to know how you can edit videos a lot faster, then I would suggest watch this video. In this video, I am reviewing an edit by my client, and I'm giving real-time feedback on what to do to make it faster and more effective in terms of sales. So watch this video. These are only for business owners. These are not for content creators, so you will benefit heavily from these. Watch this video.